Klarna made $2.8 billion last year. Their product costs you zero. You should probably ask where that money came from. Because in 2024, more than 100 million people worldwide used a buy now, pay later service at least once. In the United States alone, BNPL transactions reached around $70 billion in volume. 1 in 3 Americans between 22 and 40 used BNPL to buy something they couldn't afford up front. That's not a niche product. That's a system. And the system has a name. Actually, it has 3 names. Klarna, Affirm, Afterpay. 3 companies that built the public face of buy now, pay later. 3 companies that spent a decade telling you they were on your side, that they were disrupting the predatory credit card industry, that they were the good guys. Let's follow the money. Here's what you think happens when you tap Pay in 4 at checkout. You see a $600 pair of sneakers. You think, I can't spend $600 right now, but $150 every 2 weeks? That's manageable. You tap. The sneakers arrive. Life continues. You just got a free loan. You beat the system. Except you didn't split a $600 payment into 4 parts. You made a $600 decision feel like a $150 decision. That distinction is worth $2.8 billion a year to Klarna. Let me show you exactly why. There's a concept in behavioral economics called the pain of pain. Every time you hand over money, your brain registers a small amount of discomfort. It's the same system that makes cash purchases feel more expensive than credit card purchases, because with a card, the pain is delayed. You don't feel it at the register. When you split a payment into 4 installments, that pain is divided by 4. The purchase doesn't feel like $600. It feels like 4 small, manageable decisions spaced 2 weeks apart. The first one is today. The other 3? Future you handles those. Future you is very optimistic. Studies on BNPL spending behavior tell the same story with different numbers. Recent academic research found users spend roughly 6% more per basket when BNPL is available. Industry reports, the ones the BNPL companies themselves cite, claim 30 to 50% more. The exact number is debated. The direction is not. BNPL increases what you spend, every single time. So when Klarna tells you split it into 4, they're not making it easier to buy what you need. They're making it structurally easier for you to spend more than you planned. So where does Klarna's money actually come from? Because the installments really are 0% interest. There really is no fee charged to you. The fee goes somewhere else entirely. Every time you use Klarna at checkout, the retailer pays Klarna a fee, typically between 3 and 6% of the total sale. And retailers pay it, willingly, enthusiastically even. Why would any retailer accept that cost? Because Klarna users buy more. They convert at a higher rate. They abandon their carts less. They return items less frequently. And they come back more often. The retailer runs the math. If BNPL increases my average order value and I'm paying a higher processing fee, but I close more sales, I still come out ahead. So they don't just accept Klarna, they actively promote it. They put that button front and center at checkout. They run co-marketing campaigns. They are very excited to help you split your payment. Now here's the part nobody talks about. Klarna is not just a payments company. It is a data company that happens to process payments. In Klarna's own filings with the SEC, the company describes its commerce network as a 2-sided platform. On one side, you. On the other, the retailer. In the middle, the data. Every time you use Klarna, regardless of which retailer, regardless of what you buy, Klarna records it. They know what you buy, when you buy, how often, what price point triggers you, what categories you shop in when you're stressed, what you impulse buy at 11 p.m. on a Thursday. They know your financial behavior better than your bank does, better than you do. And that purchase behavior is used for two things: underwriting decisions, who gets approved for what loan at what rate, and advertising. Klarna sells in-app placement and merchant ads back to retailers. That advertising business alone generated $180 million in revenue last year. You are paying in a currency you didn't know you were spending. Now, about the free part. Klarna has a late fee. In the United States, it's up to $7 per missed payment, capped at 25% of the order value. In 2024, late fees brought Klarna $254 million, 9% of total revenue, from a free product. And that's just the pay-in-4 side of the business. Klarna also offers longer-term financing, installment loans with interest rates that go up to 35.99% APR, which is, for reference, higher than the average American credit card. The credit cards Klarna spent a decade telling you it was disrupting. Affirm, their biggest competitor, has interest-bearing products that reach 36% APR. The average consumer doesn't see this prominently because Affirm shows 0% at the top. The 36% is available, it's just quieter. Let's talk about where you actually stand right now. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau studied BNPL borrowers in the United States. 63% had multiple BNPL loans active at the same time at some point during the year. The average BNPL borrower originated more than 9 separate loans in a single year, which means the split it so it's manageable logic has been applied 9 different times, on 9 different purchases, on payment schedules that do not align with each other. Managing 9 zero-interest loans while tracking which day each one hits your account is, of course, completely simple and absolutely free. And here's the credit dimension. Most BNPL activity is largely invisible to the credit bureaus. Klarna does not consistently report your on-time payments to Equifax or TransUnion, so you don't build credit history. But if you miss a payment and it goes to collections, it does appear on your credit report. The upside? Invisible. The downside? Permanent. In September of 2025, Klarna went public on the New York Stock Exchange. The stock began trading on September 10th at $40 per share, which means Klarna now has shareholders, which means Klarna now formally answers to Wall Street. Wall Street has exactly one question for any company that goes public. How do you monetize your user base more aggressively next quarter? That question has already been answered. The answer is more products, more financing, more data partnerships, more late fees, more integrations, more Klarna in more checkouts in more categories of your life. The free phase of buy now, pay later just ended. You are now in the extraction phase. The last thing, the one you need to hold. Klarna's real customer is not you, it is the retailer. The retailer pays Klarna to exist at checkout. Klarna's entire incentive structure, every design decision, every UX choice, every pay-in-4 button placement is optimized to make you spend more money in that retailer's store. Not to help you manage your finances, not to save you money. To increase the average order value of every transaction you touch. They spent 15 years calling that financial freedom. The generous option was always there. It just wasn't the green button. It was the back button. But nobody designs that one to be easy to find.